The world abounds in change through man's ability.
I need guaranteed entrance to heaven.
You have to write me an indulgence.
Yeah. And I'm not really into that Christian heaven. Can you give me that Arabic heaven with all them virgins?
Or raisins, whatever the translation turned out to
whatever.
be.
And make sure Lemmy's there, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lemmy's there.
Mm.
He's in all of them.
Lemmy went to every heaven. Yeah.
There are no virgins left after Lemmy gets...
Lemmy is in every afterlife that's ever been conceived.
They're like, you get up there, they're like, well, we are out of virgins. You're like, oh, well, didn't really want a virgin. Specifically, I want someone experienced. They're like, yeah, but it was Lemmy. And you're like, oh, I have nothing to offer.
How do I follow that show?
You don't. I don't even know if I could get it up knowing I was following Lemmy.
This isn't heaven!
Oh no, you're in the bad place.
Welcome to Foulcast, everybody. I'm Josh.
I'm Ken.
And I'm about to start the first church of Lemmy, I think. This is a great
good.
idea.
I'm in.
Okay.
I don't know if it would be the first church.
No, it probably wouldn't. There's definitely at least several Lemmy churches in Germany.
You might want that.
Yeah, you know it.
The Church of Lemmy.
What's communion at the Church of Lemmy?
Did you really have to ask?
It's like whiskey and cigarettes. You go up, you take a shot, and take a drag.
Those cigarettes are definitely laced with speed too.
Yeah, and then the offering is you go up and you put money in the slot machine. Because he played that video poker thing at the whiskey.
The priestly garments are just a mole you stick on your face.
They should put that video poker machine in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Somebody has it. I think maybe Dave Grohl bought it or something.
I think I remember hearing that. Yeah.
I learned that Kirk Hammett has one of the pipes that Jesus smoked out of from John Benjamin Has a Van.
Does he really?
No, he doesn't. There was just a bit in John Benjamin Has a Van where there was a church founded on the belief that Jesus smoked a pipe. And they know of two pipes that Jesus definitely smoked out of. One of them is in, like, the Vatican, and the other one is in the guitarist from Metallica's house. And then Kirk Hammett comes on and talks about how he just had to own the pipe that Jesus smoked out of.
Is there anything, like, if you got stupid rich like that, is there anything you'd be like, I have to have that? Like any item of historical significance?
Spear of Destiny?
The Pick of Destiny.
I don't actually know that.
Yeah.
I never even saw that movie.
No?
No.
Highly recommended. It holds up pretty well.
Yeah?
It's very funny. It's cute.
I
JB
feel like
and KG run around a lot.
I saw School of Rock, so I've probably seen them all. I mean, you see one Jack Black movie, you get the gist of it.
I would say that Jack Black as Jack Black in Tenacious D is definitely a very different character from Jack Black as a different character.
Jack Black might take offense to that.
No.
I think Jack Black plays himself in every role. Just a different part of
Pretty
himself.
much.
He does, but the version of JB that's in Tenacious D is, I feel, in his head a separate character from the version of JB that actually exists. In any case, though, I would still recommend seeing it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do it.
No?
They're
Not a big fan?
not that I'm not a fan. It's just too much at once.
Oh, okay.
I need short doses.
You need moderation.
Yes,
with your
I
D.
need moderation. I don't.
Demoderation.
Yes, I need. Any D that is tenacious for me is.
There's a decapping effect.
Yes, exactly.
I just shied away because, like... I mean, I hesitate to call them, like, comedy music because there is something more there to them. But comedy music in general, I'm just like,
There's a lot of bad comedy music out there.
Yeah.
I definitely understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, never.
Like anytime a comedy special comes on TV, someone has a guitar. Nope. Turn that shit off.
What does comedy...
My first special is going to be me with a guitar, and I never play it.
You walk out wearing it with a strap.
Yep.
I was like, look, man,
guitar.
It's got
I support you.
on it.
I'm sure it's great. Nope.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody that's still doing comedy with a guitar anymore. Last one I can remember was Stephen Lynch.
Yeah.
Garfunkel and Oates. They still at it?
Are they
Probably.
guitars or ukes?
They might be ukes. There might be a guitar and a uke. Is
It
a uke
probably
okay?
depends on the
How does a
song.
uke fare in your...
Uke comedy's okay, but once it gets too big, you're out.
I don't know. Because, like, again, it just comes back to, like, comedy music. And, like,
Yeah.
I hear some of their songs in passing. I'm like, yeah, that's funny. That's a catchy song. But I don't have the desire to put on a Garfunkel and Oates album.
Yeah. What was the... Oh, man. There was a show, wasn't there?
Like a TV show?
Yeah. Based around...
Flight of the Conchords?
Yes. Yeah, never watched it.
Never watched it.
I also really like Flight of the Conchords. I like watching the show more than I like watching, like, a Flight of the Conchords, like, special, though.
Yeah.
Like, where they're just on stage. Yeah, that's probably where I sit with, like, comedy rock. Most of the time, I'm not going to put a CD on or anything. But if there's a visual element to it, I'm more willing to...
The thing with, like, it's good for maybe a one listen sometimes. But once you kind of get the gist, loses the luster.
Yeah.
That's
It's
true
all the
most of the
Hanukkah
time.
song to me.
Oh, no. Oh, which Hanukkah song? He did, like, 5 of those fuckers.
The OG.
Yeah.
My stance on comedy music prevented me from hearing the other 4.
There is definitely some good comedy music out there. I will put on, like, a Tim Minchin album.
Mm-hmm.
But Tim Minchin's songs tend to be about making fun of hippy-dippy woo-woo bullshit and, like, religion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of just my bag. And I'm down. But, like, they're also good songs.
Is the focus the music or is the focus the comedy?
It's both. I'd say it's both in equal measure.
Because there are bands like, say, the Vandals that have a funny edge, but the focus is the music, not the comedy.
Yeah. So, for example, when he does a show, he will do maybe a short stand-up bit in between songs. So it is supposed to be a comedy show.
Yeah, so that would put him in the nope category for me.
But he is an extremely talented musician, and his songs are very well written and catchy.
Yeah, but I listen to punk, so none of that really matters to me. I listen to the Germs.
Do you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like on a regular basis?
No.
Okay. Like once a year, you put on some Germs?
Yeah, it's about right.
Okay, I could see that. Like, I'm a big Germs fan.
Once a year.
In the car. My commute is just the Germs. It's a short commute, but that's fine, because, you know, there's not a whole lot of material to work with there. I listen to their entire discography on the way to work every day.
I work across town. One of my coworkers invited me to go to Love Drafts. Well, he was like, hey, is emo your thing or not really? I was like, not really. He was like, all right, well, just wanted to invite you anyways. A couple of us are going out to emo karaoke night. And I was like, Bro, I don't even know what that is. And he was like, you don't. I was like, let me clarify. When people say a band is an emo band, they don't sound like Thursday to me. That's where my anything post Thursday I don't hear. That's just really, most of the time it's just very much really slick pop punk.
When I think about emo, I usually think of like Say Anything. That's the band that the sound pops into my head. And I kind of hate them because their lyrics don't make much sense to me. And so like I have a theory that the band is called Say Anything because that's how they write their songs.
Yeah, like I guess my emo in my head is probably more indie rock than
So there's definitely an evolution from pop punk to emo. There's a very strong connection there. They added more pop influence to it, and sometimes more, like a little bit of hip hop influence, I guess.
Maybe
a little bit. That's not really my thing. It's grown on me a little bit over the years, but not much.
See, when I hear emo, what I think of is nothing like what is referred to as emo today.
Yeah.
Which is like pig squealing shit now. Like in our day, if someone was emo, they wore like sweater vests, and argyle and shit. Nowadays, if someone's emo, they look like mall goths.
Yeah.
And they listen to like deathcore, but they call it emo.
And there's probably a distinction between like what I would say is like a metalcore band or something, and what my friend was talking about. But to me, it just it just sounds like commercial pop punk for young people, like a Fall Out Boy or something like that. That just sounds like somebody took like they took the blueprint of what a pop punk song is and made it
commercial.
Slicker. That's what it sounds like to me.
Made it more commercial. I guess by that point, like Green Day and The Offspring had become a thing. But...
I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it because I don't even. I mean, curiosity is one. There is part of me that's like, what the fuck would you even be doing? Because the thought of emo in my head plus karaoke is fucking ridiculous. Like, I'm just, you got a bunch of people going on stage, like Josh said, in a cardigan with their hair in front of their face, and they mumble and then start screaming. Like,
and you're screaming not like you would if you were singing like a totally rockin' tune, but like you scream when you're like in the throes of like tragic loss.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, a scream with no energy behind it other than screaming.
I think possibly the thing that bothers me the most about emo is that's what Blink-182 ended up becoming.
Yeah,
like,
I don't...
Like, they, like, transitioned from a pop-punk band to an emo band.
See, that's foreign to me, because when I hear Blink-182, I don't even think emo in the slightest. I'm just like, they became a pop band, basically.
Yeah, emo is kind of ill-defined in general, I guess.
I mean, it's like punk. After so many years, it's just... There were so many branches that came out, and you really don't... There is no one sound anymore.
It's like punk, it's like metal, it's like... what's the other big one I was thinking of? Techno. We're fucking talking about, like, EDM music. That covers everything now.
It all sounds the same to me. I feel like such an old person saying that.
There is that aspect where it feels like an old person, but if you give me a new punk band that is a punk band, I'm like, yeah, that's punk rock.
Like the Chats.
I don't know them, but sure.
They did Smoko.
I don't know what that is either.
We watched a video here
The
one day.
Australian band, they're like, I'm on Smoko.
Okay,
Leave
yes.
me alone. Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
They're punk as fuck.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't... Like, I know dubstep has the wub wubs, and it sounds like a Cloverfield monster attacking you or something. But that's the only distinction I have in techno music.
They probably don't even call it dubstep anymore.
Probably not.
Probably not, no.
There was a kid I used to work with at Hershey that came over to Maria's house a couple times. And he was like 1 foot in to, like, I guess, what is it, deathcore, metalcore, or whatever. Like, that was his thing. And he's probably a good 15 years younger than me. And he can't be 15 years younger than me. Whatever. That's really
You would
fucking...
be surprised. You would be surprised.
But I remember he was trying to, we were talking, because I said something about the Bouncing Souls. He was like, oh my god, that band's old. And I was like, no, yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty fucking old now. I mean, you saw them fairly recently, didn't you? Within the last, like, 5-6 years? No? Or was that Voodoo Glow Skulls?
No, I never saw Voodoo Glow Skulls.
I don't know. I could have sworn you saw Bouncing Souls for some reason.
We did.
Yeah.
But
We
that was
did,
like-
but that was
That was a long time
yeah,
ago.
it was more than 10 years ago.
Yeah, okay. It's
Fuck.
the time
I mean,
compression.
forget we lost. Yeah, we lost 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's growing. Like 2019 has now become 2020 in my head. Like it's
Shit.
weird.
This is why we just need to start a commune in, like, Virginia, upstate New York, something like that. Just kind of wall ourselves off from the rest of the world and listen to the Germans.
Yeah, growing our own fucking food. Like that'll happen. We're gonna have to learn to subsist off of like belly button lint or something. Cause
I got some right blimp for you.
Oh, God.
anyways,
Aw.
yeah, this kid was like telling me about the things that he likes in that kind of music, and he was trying to explain to me what a sub drop is, and I was like,
He's like, wubba lubba dub dub, man, and he rips a fat cloud in her face.
I was like, I have no idea what a sub drop is.
And I don't need to. I don't need to know that.
Yeah, well, we went out in his car, in his sound system, and from what I can gather, it's a point in the song where everything, the sound's rising, and then it culminates with
A very low frequency tone all of a sudden.
like an open string like hit on all 4 bass strings, and like
Okay.
maybe a timpani or something in there. I don't know.
A timpani?
I don't know. Just everything is the lowest.
I'm
note.
interested now if
Like,
there's timpani
Yeah,
involved.
like everything is the lowest note possible.
Mm.
And I was like, "That's it, huh? That's all it takes." Wow. I was like,
Yeah, it's...
I gotta be honest with you. A really cool part with some gang vocals is gonna beat that 100 times out of 100 for me.
And he's like, what are gang vocals?
Yeah.
Let me show you the way.
He's on his podcast right now. Like, I got it in this old man's van.
Told him about sub drops.
Fucking weirdo talking about. Just played me some song with some dudes were screaming "whoa" and singing about bats.
Oh. Getting old's fucking weird.
I was talking to Brinker recently. Shout out to Brinker. He
Shout out
listens
to
to our
Brinker.
episodes.
Friend of the show.
Yes.
Of the show.
And he had ended up in Milwaukee. Well, not Milwaukee, but in Wisconsin. At a show. And so he texted me from it, and he was like, I found myself in Wisconsin at this show, and I'm within shouting distance of one of the Red Letter Media guys, as it turns out.
Oh, really?
It was his band. Like one of the guys from Red Letter Media is in a band that plays bass. And I was like, oh, wow. And so I listened to some of the music, and I'm like, oh, this sounds like not particularly good in a way that I can really get into.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I like bad things. But he said, where do we go with that? Fuck, I lost it. Where was I going?
Is that a show?
It's like Red Letter Media guy said Hail Hitler, and I just realized I shouldn't be there.
That night went terribly wrong.
Turns out it's not Red Letter Media, it's Red Armband Media.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Womp womp.
Sub drop.
What were we talking about just before I went on that tangent?
Getting old.
Getting old.
And it being weird.
Getting old, yes. Okay, so I was talking to him over like Facebook Messenger, and he was telling me about the show the next day. And he says, you know, I feel like I should really like tag along with you guys to like an East Coast punk show and like see what they're doing. And then a few seconds pass, and he's like, or like go to one that you guys are too old to bother going to. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you hit that one.
Be our feet on the ground.
Yeah. You go, bring us back video footage. Yeah. We'll really enjoy that. But we're not hanging out with those sweaty people anymore.
I need plenty of room if I'm gonna go.
My back hurts. It's all hot and shit.
Yeah.
See, when we went to that Huntington show, it was cold as a motherfucker in that room.
Yeah.
It's like, this is my kind of show.
Yeah, they didn't bother turning the heat on. It was nice. Even up front, everybody was nice and spaced out. Like I was up front. I was right in front of the stage, and nobody was on top of me.
Right.
There was a bunch of old guys that know how to respect each other's distance. Even when they started pulling people on stage, nobody was piling on top of each other.
They put out a little step stool for everyone. They stopped the song and were like, all right, take your time. Help your buddy up. We've got bottled water and paramedics.
I got those little Advil packets.
Nice.
Don't mix this with our beer now.
Oh my god. Yeah, you'll damage your liver.
Yep.
Oh god.
Does anybody need a ride home?
Jason Sevens giving people lifts tonight.
And remember, everybody, buzz driving is drunk driving. And make sure you tip the staff.
Exactly.
I would definitely rather go to a place that doesn't bother to put the heat on when it's cold than Dingbats.
Yeah.
Where they don't bother to put the AC on when it's fucking 100.
Yeah. In Dingbats' defense, their AC hasn't worked since they bought the building.
I don't think it's.
I don't think it's broken.
I don't think it's an AC.
Oh, really?
I think it's just vents.
Oh.
That they just say it's broken.
So like, places normally have these things. We don't know what they're for.
Yeah. Like I feel like the whole thing is like people be like
they're decorating the place when they moved in, and they're like, what about those things on the ceiling? We're gonna put some of those in. And the contractors are like, you mean the ventilation ducts? And they're like, yeah. You don't have a ventilation system. It looks weird without them.
Yeah, look. They're just like, okay, if we can get some really cool bands to show up and play, then people will come and be like, wow, that was a great club. I should buy a lot of drinks so they can afford to fix the AC. They got that fucking Shat guy.
Oh, man.
He dumps every paycheck because he's too drunk to remember he did it last week.
Old Bill Shat.
Could you imagine being Bill Shat?
He's like, hey, Randy Shat, get over here. I hope everybody in that band is named Shat.
They're really, really missing the mark there. If they're not. Yeah.
That's a great name.
Chuck Shat.
It'd be great if they just did band introductions and there's like 90 people in the place. Like, that's Tommy Shat. That's Mercy Shat over there.
Mercy Shat.
Mercy Shat's good.
Yeah, Mercy Shat.
Over there
Shat.
on the light switch, that's old Bing Bong Shat.
On the light switch. Da-na-na-na-na. It's a multimedia show.
Just do it like in conjunction with every snare hit or something.
There's old Caesar Shat.
Caesar Shat. Augustus Caesar Shat. My theory with dingbats is that their air conditioning has always worked perfectly fine. They just only turn it on when there's a reasonable number of people in the bar, because then it can actually keep it cool. And they just turn it off for shows because they're like, well, we're just going to be wasting electricity.
Because there's too many people anyways.
Like, it'll keep the temperature down, but they're like, it's not going to keep it down enough.
Have you been in that building? Like, do you think that...
Have I been in there, like, not for a show?
Well, I mean, like, have you just... Do you really think the person that owns that building is thinking that far ahead? That's my question.
I've seen the bathroom.
They've got bigger problems than to worry about their energy efficiency. They should worry about their toilet efficiency.
I wonder what's happening at Dingbats tonight.
Yeah, it's a...
Things will reach up out of that and grab you.
Yeah, they will.
Grab you right by the dick.
Oh, I'll tell you where I'm not going to find out what's happening at Dingbats tonight. Twitter. They have not updated their Twitter since 2013.
Good for them.
That's about right.
I quit smoking in 2009. I know how hard these things are. And Twitter is a terrible, terrible thing that happens to people.
And Dingbats NJ, the old official website, takes us to a Russian website.
Oh.
Or Bangladeshian website.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Dingbats is not keeping up with their shit.
Dingbatslive.com is up.
Oh, okay. Oh, that must be Shad on the cover picture right there. So, who's playing this weekend? Tomorrow's Dream, Black Sabbath tribute. Leopard Monks, Corners of Sanctuary, and Etheria.
Well, May 26th, Spread Eagle's playing.
Ooh.
That's a good name for a band.
You missed.
Billy Spread Eagle.
January 29th, Friends of the Shelter, the Clifton Animal Shelter fundraiser is going on.
There's an All Black affair on February 2nd.
What does that mean?
I imagine it's a ska band.
Oh, God. Well, the Murder Junkies.
Oh, that's all right.
The Bunny the Bear is playing there next month.
That's also all right. Soulfly is still a thing.
Wow.
And somehow the Zombie Mafia got on that show.
Yup. Skinflint. Wow. And what's that death metal band?
Ooh, there's Spooge. No, Sponge.
Wait, Sponge like...
Like...
Will I wake up?
Yep.
Say a prayer for me.
Say a prayer for
That's one of those bands or songs that I was in the early years where I was just like, is this punk rock? He's a little gravelly.
Let's see. Sponge in 2023 looks like they sing the music Sponge wrote in 1995.
Uh-huh. That one dude in Sponge looks like he really wants to be Bono. He's never going to be Bono. I feel like Enough's Enough is familiar.
Yeah, they were an 80s band.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they wrote, but they were an 80s band. What a captivating show for our listeners.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know what? What was the other place up the street that closed?
What was that? The horror punk mecca of the world, right?
Yeah, the
Connections.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
They outlasted Connections.
They sure did.
Connections closed?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Jack O'Shatz pays the bills. That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Whether he actually does.
They closed before we start going to Dingbats, so.
Mm-hmm. I got a good show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a phone call the other day. They said, "Hey, this is UPMC Neurology. Would you like to move your appointment up from March to this Friday?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure, let's do that." I finally looked into what's going to be done to me.
Oh.
I'm having an EMG nerve conduction test.
It's gonna fucking electrocute you?
Oh, that's not going to be fun.
Doesn't sound like
So
it.
it seems like the first part of the test is kind of whatever. You know, they hook you up to things like a TENS unit.
Mm-hmm.
You ever do one of those?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they hook you up to something like that, and it gives you little shocks to see how, like, I guess your muscles or your nerves are reacting. But then they stick needles in you, and they electrocute those, and they see how your nerves are reacting. And everything I've read is like, hey, this sucks.
Yeah, it probably does.
This fucking sucks.
It's making your muscles contract from
Yeah.
inside your muscles.
Yeah. It's like, sorry you're having this done because it fucking sucks. So yeah, I get to go there bright and early
Are they
tomorrow.
doing it in your butthole?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think
And
they're
stick
going to do
needles
it
in your
my
butthole
leg.
and electrocute you.
That's some fat Mike level kink.
No, I started having like numbness
Yeah.
in my one toe like 5 or 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to the point where it's numb like 99% of the day now. But it's also like spreading to the rest of my foot. And sometimes my tongue goes numb. And then I have like random muscle twitching like all up and down my legs. So they're at least going to check out the one leg. I hope they don't got to stick anything in my face because of my tongue, but...
I can't imagine what it would feel like to have your tongue electrocuted. Well, I guess I kind of can. I've looked at 9-volt.
Yeah.
It's a very minor version of that.
Yeah.
Oh, no. But I bet it tastes like pennies.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, hopefully at least there's, like, some kind of knowledge gained from this.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be good knowledge. Because, in my mind, up to the point I get the test, it was all just, I might have something bad. Tomorrow they could be like, hey dude, you got something bad.
Yeah, the anxiety of it. Medical anxiety.
Yeah. That's a
Because,
thing.
like, all the things going wrong with me, if you Google any one of them alone, it's like, you might have MS.
Yeah.
You Google all of them, of course it's going to say MS. So it's like, what's wrong with me? What can it cancel out? Let's hope it's not MS, because I don't want to be in a wheelchair.
Does that run in the family?
And no, it's apparently just a spontaneous thing.
My aunt had MS, but I don't think anybody else in the
Or
family did.
maybe it does run in the family. Maybe I was thinking ALS is spontaneous. Because I was also reading about ALS when I saw, you see Steve McMichael? Mongo?
Yeah.
Yeah. They diagnosed him
Yeah, he like
2
wasted
years
away
ago.
to-
And yeah,
Yeah.
he's essentially like a skeleton
Yeah. Yeah.
in a
I did see
hospital
that.
bed now. And this dude is like a 300-pound football player, pro wrestler.
Well, even before I knew that, hopefully you don't have ALS. That's definitely
Yeah, because
not great.
that would be even worse than fucking MS.
Yeah.
But yeah, like every symptom I have points to some nasty neurological shit. So this is like, well, shit, I had at least another 2 months to pretend that they were only just symptoms. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck to you. Hopefully it doesn't suck quite as bad as everybody says
Yeah,
it's going
really.
to.
Like, wouldn't that be some shit? Fucking got COVID, then my liver went bad. Although I guess my liver sucked for like the last 4 years at least. I just didn't know about it. Then like the gout came.
Fucking gout. Gout sounds funny.
Fucking asshole shit the bed. Might have cancer. Never fucking called me back about that. I should probably call him tomorrow and be like, hey, do you guys forget about me or something?
You know when people are waiting for tests, that's very stressful, right?
Yeah, right.
And then on
Please
top of
call me.
everything, it's like, hey, you've had a pretty shitty year. You got MS.
God.
like logistically, you can't have all the bad things.
Right.
But
Well, the but is
there's just a but there.
But
the but is no answers for how long.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, right.
And then, like, if they do suspect MS, get to do the MRIs. But the even funner part, you get a spinal tap.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. So that's honestly, I know I have like arthritis in my back and one of my discs is fucked up. So the only hope I can have is that it's like compressing a nerve in a weird way that's fucking things up.
Yeah, it's
It
possible.
could be,
That is
yeah.
possible.
But like, then I think about all the shit like the dizziness, the weakness.
Well, I don't know. The nervous system has like really weird effects when things go wrong with it.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
I was surprised that like that the MS test or whatever they're doing. It's one of those like you would think there would be a less violent sounding way to test
Right?
at this stage of the game, but
We've known about this for a while.
yeah,
I mean the not CT, the MRI seems like the I want to say the least hard thing, but you ever get crammed in one of them tubes, like that shit starts to
it
wig out
sucks,
after a while.
no, I
And
never had to
you're
do
not
one.
in the most comfortable position either.
I don't
And you can't
know
move.
if I would be able to handle it. I'm a little claustrophobic.
Yeah, I'm very claustrophobic.
Yeah. I don't. Ugh.
I had one. The first time I had one was when I had to get my knee checked out in like 7th or 8th grade. I think it was 8th grade that my knee broke. And I don't remember minding it much back then. Like maybe they just put me in
Maybe
feet first or
inappropriately,
whatever.
Yeah.
But then I had one a couple years ago when they were trying to figure out why I had sepsis and everything. And that was no fun.
Because you're in there for a while.
Yeah. And if you move, you're in there for a while longer because it's no good. They just got to start again.
Ugh.
Or they have to start that segment of it again at least.
Yeah, never had to get an MRI.
I don't think I've had an MRI. I don't remember a lot of my childhood, though. So.
I think the first time I realized I was claustrophobic, we were at this like really shitty haunted attraction. And they had us crawl through this little fucking tunnel, go around all these turns. And I mean, I don't think the tunnel like got smaller as you went, but it was enough of a squeeze
tight,
that you're like,
yeah.
all right, this is fucking uncomfortable. And there's someone in front of me fucking ripping ass. And it's like, this is really fucking miserable. And I'm starting to freak out a little bit here. Will you fucking move?
This sucked before you farted in my face. Please move.
And the time I realized I was really claustrophobic was when I watched The Descent. You ever see that shit?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Watched it again recently.
I was thinking about watching it again.
I told Casey straight up, I was like, this movie's gonna make me physically uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just FYI. Also, I'm gonna rage out a little bit at the ending.
I hear that the American ending is the shit. Or is shit.
Yes.
If you watch the original British ending, that's like the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
just
seen the
heard that
other
like a
ending.
couple days ago. I didn't know there was a difference. But I guess
Yeah, I
that like
didn't
the
know there
British
was a
ending
different
is like makes it way better.
And they were like, American audiences are too dumb for this. Let's throw in
Probably.
another jump
Probably.
scare.
It was just like a throwaway line on a podcast where somebody was like, "Yeah, The Descent with the British ending, not the shitty American ending," and I was like, "There was a difference."
The American
I
ending
do
is for
remember
sure
hearing
gone.
that, but
Yeah.
I don't even remember how the American one ended. I think she escaped and they were driving away and she got attacked by a thing,
Yeah.
and then she found out she didn't escape.
Yeah,
It's
something
just
like
like
that.
an
It was in the
hallucination
car.
or something.
Yeah. It
I,
was,
I imagine that was the American.
I think the
ending.
British ending,
yeah.
maybe she just doesn't get out or something. I don't know.
That would have been way more satisfying. And would really reinforce the point that, like, don't go in caves. Let's just
I'm
not do
going
that.
to caves.
No, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
If
I'm not
I
going
have to
cave.
squeeze through like, I'll go into a cave, but if I have to squeeze through anywhere, like that like the wall needs to touch me to get through, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I'm not.
Especially if there's fucking water involved too.
Yeah.
Like diving underwater and squeezing
Yeah,
through an
fuck
underwater
you.
crevice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, eat all the dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
No.
Why? Why? I'm not even about going on a boat. Like, I told you, I'm like, we don't expect to ever go on a cruise. I'm not going on.
You can go on a cruise with your friends.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not. Why? I don't even want to go. Like, if one of your friends buys a boat, I'm not going out on it.
Go on a cruise with Maria. Get some good content for
No, because they'd be all like, you gotta go to the captain's dinner and wear a suit to eat some shitty catered food. Fuck off.
Oh no, I'm not saying you should go. I'm saying
Oh,
hey,
she can. Yeah,
should
she
go.
can. She can. I'm not. No, fuck that.
That was like my experience when we went on vacation.
Yeah.
We got there and my back hurt and everyone was like, let's go to the boardwalk.
Yeah.
I was like, my back fucking hurts. I'm not going to the boardwalk.
Yeah, you were in some serious pain.
And
dude.
then, like, you feel all guilty about it because they're like, yeah, I mean, you've heard the stories about other people who they're like, why'd they even come on vacation if they were just going to stay here?
You were the guy.
So it's like, I'm totally being that guy, but I'm also being here like my back fucking hurts.
I
I'm,
can
I'm
get
not
it.
going out and walking around for like 2 fucking hours. When my
Don't blame me.
back feels
It
like
wasn't
this.
comfortable
I
for me to
hated
do
it.
it. And my back didn't hurt.
Hmm.
When we went to the beach. It was. I mean, we made the best of it and we had a good time, but it was not like every step of the way we were just like, oh, not for us anymore. Like Willow was like, fuck this. I'm terrified of everything, and I was like, oh yeah, this is her COVID baby, and
She's never been outside of the house.
yeah, like she knows our
Or the
neighborhood.
neighborhood,
She
at
knows our
least, yeah.
neighborhood and daycare, and that's it.
Yeah.
And the vet.
The rest
like,
of the world is just
yeah.
way too much to take
she
in.
saw a golf cart and was like, fuck it.
Like, you motherfucker, what
Yeah.
did you do bring me to that
Yeah,
thing?
yeah. She was like, nope. So even going into she was not interested in going to the ocean, which she probably would have been if it was like, if she was a little better socialized with different situations. She probably would love it. She just loves being in the water. But no, she was not about that situation at all.
Yeah.
And then we pivoted and we were like, well, let's just go find some parks and trails to walk. Perfect. That's what she was like, I'm fucking down with this. So once we got that situated, it was like, okay, let's go to the boardwalk. And Deanna went to the boardwalk, and I was like, why the fuck are we here? Like, there is a lot of fucking people. And you start to realize that while OCMD was where I spent a whole lot of my childhood, I was also raised by a single parent on a single parent income. So you kind of see that
This isn't the nice place to go on vacation.
right, and in the
OCNJ is the nice.
in the
OC.
intervening years, you see how income disparity is very sociology, social studies kind of
Yeah.
thing there,
Yeah.
because I'm like, yes, this is the poor beach now.
I mean, I've had not necessarily friends, but friends of friends
Yeah.
who like did not grow up economically disadvantaged be like, oh, you should go to Rehoboth though. Rehoboth is beautiful, and it's like, yeah, but like normal people can't afford to go to Rehoboth. Like normal people don't just up and go to Outer Banks.
Yeah.
For a month every summer.
Yeah, right.
Like people can't just do that, and it blows people's minds.
Yeah. Like we have hit we had a nice discussion on the way home. Like, okay, we need to find a better place to go. And I was like, we both make very good money. We need to get like a rental property somewhere and just
Get like a
fucking-
timeshare.
or something, you know, like rent a place for a couple days that has a fenced-in backyard for the one for Willow, and then the dogs will be chill, and then we can go do whatever. I'm not coming back. It was a little bittersweet leaving because, you know, part of me was like, oh, this is where I spent my childhood.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to ever. I'm like, I don't need to.
I'm done now.
I'm
Like, well,
done.
shit, this was the last time. So.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, legitimately, I was like, this is probably the last time I'm going to be here unless some reason I pass through.
Right. Like some event happens
Right.
that you actually want to go to, but like
Yeah.
what event could happen
I
there
know.
that you
I know
want
the
to go
Huntingtons
to?
played there one time, but they also play Lancaster a lot. So like,
Would you go there to see the Huntingtons?
Yeah. Only because I was trying to finagle our vacation that we were there when they were there. I would not go
Yeah.
there specifically
Yeah.
because
And like now that you've gone on vacation
Especially
there
now.
again, no,
no.
I'll wait and catch them somewhere
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, I think my ideal vacation was like when we went to Outer Banks. Because we all went down there. None of us gave a fuck about the ocean.
Yeah.
No.
For a couple days, we just sat around and ate and played video games and
Oh, we played
watched
so much Beatles rock band.
yeah, and watched movies and shit.
Yeah.
Like it was just a couple days like hanging out with friends and not feeling like you have to go out and do anything.
Yeah.
That's
And that was ideal.
that's a great vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we went to Rehoboth too, it was kind of like that. Like you didn't want to go out, chill at home. I will say though, every one of those beach houses that I've ever been in for like a rental has been like
Shitty.
it's been super shitty, and like we're not going to like the real nice ones at the beginning of the tourist season when everything's been
Yeah.
fixed up.
Yeah.
But still, like that first one when we went to Outer Banks with Amanda was infested with termites.
Yeah.
Like we just saw termites crawling
Fucking
around
everywhere.
Yeah. And they were trying to sell the house. They had an ad in the house saying that the house was for sale for like several $1 million.
Well.
Like, well, not if it's got fucking termites.
Yeah. I know that's the other like, and we're like, D and I are kind of different with vacations, anyways. I like if we're going somewhere, I like to maybe, I don't know, like, I don't like to just fucking sit on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
She's all about that beach life. She's
Yeah.
like, I just want to sit under the sun. I'm like, I need to stay out of the sun as much as I possibly can.
Because you're a troll.
So like, you know, we went to
I say that as a fellow troll.
No, yeah, I know exactly what you meant. Like, we went to this where we went this year, and you know, she's like, just come sit with me at the pool, and I'm like, fine. Fucking build a tent out of umbrellas and shit.
Bring a Game Boy.
Like, I decided I was smart, and I was like, okay, I will. There are like a couple books I want to read. I know she's gonna want to sit under the sun, so make sure I have books.
That would be a perfect time to get in a playthrough of Boktai. Have you ever heard of those games? They're like Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color, and the cartridge stuck out from the system.
Oh, with the sun.
Yeah, it has a
I know
light
what you're talking
sensor.
about. Yeah.
And so, like, you play it outside, and that gives your character more energy.
Fuck that
Yeah,
game.
right.
Or you can get a hacked ROM where you just go into a menu and turn the sun level to whatever you want it to be.
You know what I would do? I'd fucking take a GameCube with the Game Boy player and put that out on the deck and run the cables in the house.
My mom texted me yesterday to ask if I was interested in a GameCube. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I have 2 of those,
Yeah.
but thank you. She's just like, okay. I've actually been thinking about getting rid of a lot of my video game systems.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything that could be very accurately
Yeah.
simulated by a mister. Thinking about just
I didn't
getting
get rid of it yet, but it's all been boxed up for over a year, which is the time period I told myself. I said, box it up for a year, see if you care. Haven't.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, for example, just the Neo Geo alone, the AES, with that flash cart, that's like $700.
Yeah.
I've played that maybe 2 times since I first got. Like, I got it, played with it a little bit. Josh and I played some King of the Monsters 2 on it. Mm-hmm. That was a good nostalgia hit. Not a $700 nostalgia hit. I think I might have hooked it up twice since then and fucked around with it. I could do that on a Mister. Mm-hmm. And I could build a Mister for $350, $400 tops. Yeah.
You get one of those sweet kits from Retro Man Cave. Oh my god. Those are really cool.
Some of those are really nice.
I 3D printed and built with... Like, mine is a little micro form factor PC that I built and 3D printed stuff out. So it's console-wise. They have a power button and everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't... It's nice. I don't have to...
I was surprised to see how recent the systems don't get with Mister, though. Like, that the PS1 core is still kind of under construction, and, like, there's not really a Saturn one that works.
It'll probably be out within 6 months, will be the official release of the Saturn one.
Yeah.
Last I heard. It'll probably be out really soon.
I kind of expected it to be able to handle everything up to Dreamcast already.
Yeah.
With as long as it's been, like, heavily supported in the community.
Yeah, I think most of the focus, though, is on arcade stuff.
I think we're probably going to start brushing up against the limits of the hardware, too.
For console stuff, definitely.
Yeah. Because all Misters use the same board as a base, too. So, like, whatever the specs are on that is what you've got.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe somebody will come up with something with beefier hardware.
Yeah.
We can get up into PS2, PS3.
It is portable. Like, they could port it to something else if that something else exists. So.
But it would have to be something that's, like, widely available and affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, relatively affordable.
Yeah.
That board is $225.
Yeah. I'm glad I got mine when it was still the education pricing for anybody, which is because they wanted to get adoption.
Yeah.
So I got it for like $180, I think.
That was a smart choice for them. It's literally the only option now.
Yeah. Yeah, finally beat Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Hey.
After however many years.
It's a lot of years.
Yeah.
That game came out in the 90s.
Yeah, and I've started playing it probably every other year. Well, maybe not since then, but definitely once I got it on 360, the Xbox Live version. I think I tried it. Started to play through probably every year.
So what got you to buckle down with it?
Just the fact that I got a new TV, and I wanted to play some shit. And now, granted, retro games aren't the best way to view like an expensive ass TV, but
like a big ass 4K TV.
Yeah, like I got an OLED TV.
Yeah,
but Mister paired with the OLED, you can get some very fucking accurate looking scan lines.
Because the black levels are just that good.
And somebody took the time to really put in phosphor glow, and it looked really good. And I was like, I want to play something on this TV, so that's what it was. Yeah. I like playing Vampire Savers though on the projector. Survivors.
Yeah.
I like seeing the fucking shit coming in everywhere on the wall. That's really fun. I really enjoy playing that game on the big screen.
The whole room is
it's like that whole
bullets.
The whole wall is everything.
That's pretty good.
I started playing DCU online again.
Yeah.
Just thought, like, it's free now. Maybe I could go back and fuck around with it. Because now I at least have more of a grasp on how MMOs work, too. Yeah. Because, like, I could not kill shit back then. And when I logged into my character for the first time in 10 years, 12 years probably, I was like, oh, I'm built as a tank. That's why I couldn't do any damage.
That is a little confusing if you don't understand. Because you're like, oh, I'm a big beefy dude. I should be able to fuck shit up.
Right.
No, you
big beefy dude punch.
Yeah. Right. No, you're just a wall.
You're just there to soak up the damage.
Yeah. Yep.
So, like, you wouldn't be able to kill anything, but it also wasn't able to kill you.
Oh, it fucking killed me.
That was my issue with the Final Fantasy VII remake. was I felt like they made everything tanky, so the battles took longer.
They just like up the HP on everything.
Yeah, and I was like, you like made it an action RPG because turn-based is boring.
It's too slow and boring.
Yeah, and these battles take 3 times as long. I would much rather be like fucking down, 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 pick my action, than sit here and have to react the same way over, do the same fucking motion for a half hour.
Yeah.
See, I felt like the only person who wasn't even remotely excited about that. Because I remember when it was coming out and I saw it, I was just like, well, that's cool, but that's not Final Fantasy VII.
Mm-hmm.
If you're giving me a Final Fantasy VII remake, sure, make it look great, but give me Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, well, but they kept saying like there will be a classic mode, and it's I don't know what the difference is.
Classic mode.
I gave the game to Shay, so I can't go back and figure it out. I'm not paying for it.
When you
again.
release a game called Final Fantasy VII Remake and you tell people there will be a classic mode, what they expect is that they can push a button and they will be playing the original Final Fantasy VII.
Or playing it in a turn-based... Like, I thought, like, oh, maybe they're going to give you, like, a turn-based play option. But no, it's I never figured out what the difference was. And then they fucked you over by changing the story, and I was like, I'm done.
And that's only like part 1 of 47, so
Yeah,
That's what really pissed me off.
Yeah.
It might have been on the show when one of you guys said about, oh yeah, and then you get to the end and you gotta continue it with the
you're
sequel.
only like a third of the way through the game.
Oh yeah.
It's like I don't want to fucking buy several Final Fantasy VIIs.
No.
If it's 3 parts, which I think is what it is, 3 or 4, it's like $210.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What? Excuse me?
For a story that's worse because you fucked it up and you changed it. Like think of if we were playing it back when we first played Final Fantasy VII, when you got to the end of Disc 1 and you're fighting the embodiment of fate on a cliff. Like, wow, the game must be over because why would I be fighting this like incorporeal concept that, like
and then you beat it and it's like, please insert disc 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. Go fight a snake now? No.
Also, if that's fucking 4 parts, man, they're charging $70 for games now.
Yeah. That's damn near $300 in the 4 parts.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one was the
Plus
remake
tax.
and then the $20 DLC that introduced Yuffie as a character. They're not getting me again.
The internet has ruined so many things, and I've said it before on the show. Like, some of those empires deserve to fall because they were very exploitative, however you want to say it, of us. Media play going under made perfect sense. Why are you charging fucking $20 for CDs and fucking $40 for DVDs?
Yeah.
It made sense that it came crashing down with the internet coming around.
Yep.
But like the way the internet has allowed game companies to just absolutely fuck us, like they don't have to ship finished games anymore.
And they don't ship
No,
finished
they
games.
don't.
Very rarely.
It's so super rare
one or
to see
two
a
a year.
game.
1 or 2 a year, you get a fully finished, maybe AAA game.
And that's why when you buy games, like physical games from like Limited Run, they delay them so long because they want to get all the patches and DLC out before they put it on a cartridge or a disc.
Yeah. There is no quality control. If you bought a broken game in 1995, that game would just tank because
you would get
the
a
word
refund.
would be out.
Yeah.
You go back to the fucking electronics boutique or Toys R Us and be like, hey, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
And now they're just like, we'll release a patch. Or we won't. You're fucked.
Yep.
You bought it digitally, you stupid shit.
Oh my god. We'll release a patch or not just makes me think of Bethesda every time.
Yeah.
Every time. And they keep putting out new remakes, remasters, whatever, reskins of Skyrim, and they all have the same bugs that we've known about since that game came out 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Even like sports games, like I used to buy yearly sports games back in the day, which were essentially roster updates, but they still put work into the games. They made them run properly. You know, they'd work on the modes and add things into them that made you feel like, okay, I didn't just pay for a roster update. Now, you literally pay for a roster update. They do not give a shit about how the actual game works. You buy the new roster, and they throw all their fucking time and money into the online thing, like the buy packs of cards to put your teams together and play your friends. Well, I don't want to do that shit.
And if there's a feature that the game has that's no longer working after they do the roster update and pump in the microtransactions, they don't fix it, they just take it away.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they just remove it from the game, and they're like, here you go, $70, please.
Yeah.
And then they add it back 2 years later, and they're like, oh, new feature! It's like... some of the stuff they plug in these days is just laughable, because you look at the game that came out 15 years ago and it's like, you had so many cool ideas in this game and you did so many cool things in this game and you took them all the fuck away. You released these broken messes now. Like, I barely followed sports. But I could still, like, pick up a football or basketball game and be like, this is fun.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's just a competitive
Madden
game.
in 2005, I didn't give a fuck about football. But
Yeah.
we bought that game because it was fun to play.
Yeah. Now you buy that game and you just flushed your money down the
Yeah,
toilet.
you're like-
Because the game itself doesn't work.
Yeah.
The AI is terrible.
There was Pro Jared. Every year he does one of those best of games, worst of games lists. There was some game, his worst game this year. I forget what it was.
FIFA.
Maybe.
Probably.
It
Or was it
FIFA.
PES? Pro Evolution Soccer, I think, this year was like a pile
There was
of
a
dog
soccer
shit.
game on his list, definitely. But he was showing how this game was so fucked because the microtransactions, they had like so many different kinds of currency that he couldn't even figure out what he needed to buy if he wanted to buy something to make the game playable. He's like,
at this point, I'm willing to spend money to make this playable, but I can't find it.
well, like, not even like he wanted to spend it. He was just like pointing out that, like, I don't even know what I need to buy.
Yeah.
To
They
play
just
this
expect
game.
you to keep buying things.
Yeah,
until,
Maybe it was Diablo, the new Diablo.
I've heard that
Maybe.
about it, so
Maybe.
it's very likely.
Yeah.
I deleted my Blizzard account for a reason.
Yeah,
It fucking suck.
I fucking hate what the internet did to video games. I mean, not. It was a good idea in the beginning, and it's still great to like have that connectivity to your friends and be able to like make those massive multiplayer things work. But the way it's just an absolute cash cow.
Yeah. I really worry about in a couple generations that knowledge of what an enjoyable game experience that we have when it's gone. What would he what it's just going to be gambling.
The
it's
games
just
that
going to be like fucking slot machines.
The games that we download on our phones and end up being like, ew, no, and uninstalling it right away are games that get immensely popular and people keep them installed and play them for years.
Yeah.
So like there's really not an idea of like what a game could be for a lot of people now. It's
And
just something that you stare at when you're waiting in line somewhere.
And then like the funding, if you can't put these features in your game, the game won't get made. So there's no incentive to even make a quality game whatsoever.
Unless you can somehow just build it in your spare time while working a full-time job and then self-publish somehow, and then get lucky that it catches on, like a big YouTuber features it or something, and everybody wants to play it, like Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man, it's bleak. And like, I can't even like, it's, you sit somebody down and try it, like, not that I would ever try to explain it to somebody, because fuck that, but like, here's Super Mario Brothers. You run to the right, you jump.
Yeah.
You do it enough,
That's
you
it.
beat the game. Once I bought it, never had to pay for it again. Didn't have to pay for the Fire Flower, or, you know, didn't have to pay for the Battle Pass.
No, that was just in the game.
To unlock the mushroom. Nothing. That's all we had to do.
To unlock the mushroom, which was already on the cartridge, but they locked it out until you paid them more for it.
You didn't just buy the mushroom. You had to buy the card packs to get all 8 parts to build a mushroom. Like, fucking, I don't understand it, man.
You buy card packs to get all 8 parts of the mushroom picture. Once you've completed that picture, it will allow you to purchase a mushroom for 50 cents each time you want to do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It really is.
I would go so far as to say that the internet has weirdly removed accountability for pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Like, you would think that having access to the sum total of all human knowledge at your fingertips at all times would make it so, like, if somebody said something that was bullshit, you could just fact check that. And you can, but nobody does. And so now, like, it's just kind of removed all impediment to just getting away with whatever the fuck you want.
Yep.
As long as you have money. Whoops.
We say on this show we put on the internet. Nothing else.
Whatever. And I mean, we're talking out our asses half the time too, so don't fact check us. Guys, it's coming up on that time.
Yeah, it is coming up on that time.
Do you want to play a quick actually? Do you think we can get the
Let's
box
play
open
it
in time?
actually.
Let me do it this time.
Okay.
Let's see if I can handle opening this box, because I know this was...
It is fucking tricky.
It's like opening an Apple product.
That's a tight little pussy right there.
Yes, it is. All right, so you're gonna want to take from this pack. You're gonna take from this side, read this side,
And then put it
and
back
then
here.
flip it around and put it back there.
So I'm gonna put from the middle,
Ooh.
because I see that one and I don't think that one's gonna... Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you never know. Sometimes we indulge in things you wouldn't expect us to.
I'm just trying to
absorb the question.
So the first part, is that the subject?
Oh, like the black
Yeah.
thing across the top. That's the subject.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what this is.
Okay. What is it?
1990 book.
A book from the 1990s,
Wait,
perhaps?
we're talking like this part?
No.
Oh,
Okay. So the black part explains what
It's
it is.
just to clarify.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So this is a book from 1990 called Good Omens.
Okay.
Oh, that's Neil Gaiman.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Never read it.
No. Well,
Good book.
Yeah.
Good book.
you've read it.
I gotta
Yeah.
read some
All
of
right.
this
All right.
stuff.
So this is valid.
All right.
Yeah. No, I don't have nearly enough Neil Gaiman under my belt.
Honestly, you
He's
don't.
fantastic.
You don't
but-
really need to know a whole lot about this shit to get these questions. Sometimes you
Yeah.
can just guess.
All right. Good Omens, a book from 1990. This book features an angel, Aziraphale, be my guess is how to say that, and a demon, Crowley, working together to prevent the end of the world. Among the novel's antagonists are the 4 horse persons of the apocalypse: war, famine, pestilence, and death, who now ride motorcycles instead of horses.
Actually, they ride bicycles instead of motorcycles.
No. Incorrect.
I don't remember.
So the question started, or the statement started out, this 1990 book
features an angel, angel's name, and a demon, demon's name, working together to prevent the end of the world.
Actually, they're not preventing the end of the world.
Wrong.
Oh.
Nothing? Actually, pestilence is no longer one of the horse persons. Pollution replaced pestilence after the invention of penicillin in the world.
It was right about that time. Industrialization and everything.
Yeah.
Did they? So they did ride motorcycles. I don't remember motorcycles. But I listened to the book on tape, so.
Okay, so you flip it and put it.
The narrator didn't do a vroom vroom for the...
The narrator was probably Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
Probably. Oh, I would love to hear him do vroom vroom noises in an audiobook.
Here, you want to do another one?
Vroom, vroom.
Let's do one. I like this one. Batman.
Son of a bitch.
All right.
Some of the weirder Batman villains have never been featured in a movie, including the Condiment King, who fights with a variety of condiments, the Ten-Eyed Man, who is able to see with his fingers, and the Made-of-Wood Killer, who wields a wooden baseball bat. These are Batman villains that have never been featured in a movie.
What was the last one called?
The Made-of-Wood Killer.
Yeah, who wields a
The
wooden baseball.
Made-of-Wood Killer.
Yeah.
I'm assuming these are actually all valid
Yes.
Batman enemies, like villains.
Yes, they are.
I don't know.
Actually, one of them has been in a movie?
Yes.
Oh my god. Which one of these ridiculous villains is... Wait, Suicide Squad. No?
Nope. Actually, the Condiment King has been featured in a movie. He appears briefly in Lego Batman.
Lego Batman.
Would you have got that one?
No, I never saw Lego Batman.
I've heard it was actually really good.
So did I.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me get this.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Fuck me.
All right, so I will return next week with Florida.
Oh, right on.
But for now, I just have a joke of the week.
Oh, goody! It's my favorite part of the show, the joke of the week.
Why do cows wear bells? Why do cows wear bells?
I'm thinking moo. I'm thinking ding dong. I've got nothing though.
I don't know. I don't know what this could be.
Why do cows wear bells? It's because their horns don't work. Joke of the week, everybody.
Doug looked like he was going to slap you.
I know.
Motherfucker.
Funny joke.
But you cannot fuck around with...
You're fired, Adam! You're all washed up in this business.